So Pisces, listen, you're no longer holding back. You're no longer holding yourself back. You're no longer holding your potential back. I feel like you are going forward with everything that you know you needed to go forward with. I feel like for you, there was a period of self-reflection. I feel like in that self-reflection was a moment of clarity. And I feel like with that moment of clarity, you know exactly what you need to do now in order to move forward in your life. And that could be moving forward in many different ways. One of those ways has been with manifestation, but it's something concerning your stability, concerning your work. You know, I feel like there's something here that you've gotten a handle of, that you have worked on, that you have honed in on. I feel like this could be concerning a gift, some sort of skill or talent that you have. That may be, or that may lead to some sort of entrepreneurial venture. So I feel like there is definitely something here also about maturity for you, because I feel like for you, in the space of adversity, you've done nothing but accelerated. You've done nothing but grow. I feel like a lot of people wonder how you continually and repeatedly get up time and time again. If you slip, you may not fall, but if you do fall, you get right back up and you keep on going. Like, there is a lot of strength concerning you, a lot of tenacity concerning you, and I feel like it's because you have this unshakable faith. You know, this faith that whatever you have going on, some way it's going to work itself out. Like, some way it's going to work itself out. There's something you feel, there's something that you know is on the way for you, and I feel like all you continue to do is press towards the mark of the higher calling. Okay, so listen, speaking of pressing towards the mark of a higher calling, I feel like a lot of us have been experiencing many different shifts. We've been experiencing many different changes in our life, and sometimes those changes are not quite clear because you can't find a space that's relative to that, because maybe there's a lack of understanding with where you're going in your life because people are closed-minded. Well, let me welcome you to an open-minded resource. Psychic Source, our sponsor. Okay, so if you click the link in the description box, especially if you're a new account member, okay, using my unique code JMarion, you could get up to 40 minutes for $19.80 your first time around. And that's a lot of time and a lot of insight. If you are not satisfied with the insight, you can also get your money back. No muss, no fuss. Those details also down below in the description box. Okay, now on to your reading. Divine, what is it you want us to know on today? What do you want Pisces to know? Okay, so we have the Eight of Wands. Okay, so forward movement is very, very significant, whether it's you or someone moving towards you or something else. Okay, we have the Six of Swords. Okay, so this is definitely forward movement for you. In some way you could be guided, definitely being guided forward. This definitely feels like it has a divine presence to it. I feel like if it had not been for some form of intuition, for your connection to some sort of source, I feel like you would have been without, and there's definitely something you would have continued to have lacked. Something would have continued to be, something would have continued to be an overburden for you. Okay, so I feel like it's possible that you may be receiving some sort of help, or maybe moving into a space where you are being able to rest from not having to do so much work. Okay, Divine, tell me what else here. Okay, so we have High Priestess. So definitely intuition, guidance. Once again, I feel like if it had not been for your connection to source, you know, you would not be where you are. I feel like you've miraculously made it over many different things that a lot of people would not have been able to handle. Some of the things that you all have been through, other people would have lost their minds, but you are tapped into something that has been a very fundamental reason as to why you've made it over and why you have been pushed into the directions that you have been pushed. A lot of things are beginning to start to make sense to a lot of you all as well. The reason why you had to go through the things, because I feel like now you could possibly be getting a good laugh out of those previous experiences. That we have the Wheel of Fortune at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I feel like you are moving into a more positive period in your life. Like I feel like for a lot of you all, you've had what one would consider a hard knock life, but I do feel like this progression now, like moving forward, this turning point, this particular shift, I feel like this is a shift of things moving in your favor, and I'm also hearing answered prayers as well. What else, Divine? We have the King of Swords here. Yeah. Yeah, you definitely are very knowledgeable in things of the occult. Aside from what we know as popularized, like you have a clear understanding of where you know you're being guided to. I feel like this is wisdom that you also are taking strong heed to as well. We have the moon. There's a lot of things that you understand about things that are hidden, but I'm also sure in this moment there are things that you are aware of as well. Divine, tell me more about this high priestess. I'm interested. We have the six of pentacles. Yeah, so you definitely were given some sort of insight here. Insight in order to complete something, finish something, see something through. Divine, tell me about the Six of Pentacles. We have the Empress. Yes, you are a very abundant individual. I feel like you are being gifted some sort of resource. This is definitely giving me a gift. You know, Divine, tell me about the Empress here. I wouldn't even be surprised if the Six of Wands came out as well. We have the Lovers. That's even better. So something definitely is intended solely for you. And I feel like you've made the correct decision concerning you, even with the Queen of Wands. I feel like you're about to show up in the space of very strong confidence. And I feel like you are going to get a lot of attention. And it's not even just about attraction, because I'm not feeling anything sexualized here. What I'm more so feeling is just an individual who knows exactly where they're headed and where they're going. You have an assurity of the choice and the decision that you've made here with the Lovers. But I do feel like this is definitely concerning something that could be a very strong resource, guide, and help to you moving forward here. Divine, lastly, tell me about the Lovers concerning this high priestess. We have the Knight of Cups. Yeah, you are definitely attracting things. You're not going after anything. I feel like you're being guided and you're attracting things. I don't feel like there is a lot of, shall we say, heavy lifting that you're doing in this particular moment, because I don't feel like you're supposed to be. I feel like you're supposed to be living a light life. Like it's not supposed to be. It's supposed to be soft. Divine, tell me about the King of Swords moving forward. We have the Two of Wands here. Yes. So I do feel like there is very strong knowing. You know exactly what's going on and you know exactly what's up. Divine, what else do you want us to know here? Okay. So, of course, we have the Three of Swords. And what do you want us to know about the Three of Swords? Because what would life be like moving on if they don't bother you? Divine, Three of Swords. We have the Five of Swords. Of course, of course, of course. And last one, Divine, tell me about this energy. We have the Ten of Swords. Okay, yeah. Somebody is still butthurt about a particular ending. I feel like somebody feels like something is not fair. Like somebody feels like something isn't fair concerning the way something ended, you know? I feel like there is somebody who still feels slightly disillusioned by what happened or the way something is ended. I feel like somebody is also telling themselves a lie also about the way things ended, like reversing the narrative. Somebody could also be talking about you, discussing you with other people, idle gossip. But I do feel like, like I was just saying, I feel like they're telling something differently, like they're flipping a story. Divine, what else? Ten of Swords here. Okay, So we have the Page of Pentacles. Excuse me. And what at the Hangman. Yeah, somebody's stuck, you know. I feel like somebody is definitely stuck, you know. Somebody is stuck in a cycle. For you, once again, I feel like you're out and over. I feel like you've gone about your business, but I do feel like whether this energy approaches you or not, there is somebody who is learning a lesson adversely, you know, concerning you, because we do have the Page of Pentacles here, and pages generally are at the stage of learning. I do feel that for somebody, they're learning a very harsh lesson here with the Hangman. They're seeing things differently. Divine, what else? What else, Devon? So we have the Ten of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like this is definitely concerning you and many other people. You know, I don't even feel like this is just one person. I feel like this is many people that were attached to you, and I feel like those individuals who, you know, are talking about discussing forward movement and all of those things. I feel like there is this space where somebody is going to be, you know, just discussing, you know, moving forward what happened with them in a particular ending. But I do feel like somebody is making some sort of ending sound like cherries, roses, butterflies, and blossoms, and it's not. But you know, like I said, you've gone about your business. What else, Divine? Yeah. So we have the Page of Cups as well as the Ace of Swords. I feel like somebody is now seeing that you are a missed opportunity. Divine, clarify and confirm this reading. Okay. So we have the Devil. Divine, what about the Devil? Okay, so the Nine of Cups in reverse and the Strength upright. And why the Nine of Cups in reverse, Divine, specifically? Okay, with the Three of Pentacles. Okay, so I feel like at one point in time there was a lesson that you needed to learn here, and I feel like maybe for a while there was something that you weren't obtaining, that you weren't getting. I feel like you were getting it piece by piece, but you weren't getting it in its totality. I feel like now you finally understand something for what it is, and I feel like from this point on you'll be moving forward doing things a little differently, because I feel like maybe something concerning you needed a little pivot because you were stuck in some sort of cycle of redundancy, like something was consistently repetitive. Divine, what else? Yeah, the Hangman. Yeah, something was repetitive. You know, do feel like also concerning seeing that something was repetitive. You also, because of seeing that, you now are going to see something with a different approach. Like I feel like you're viewing something differently now, even with the King of Pentacles now at the bottom of the deck. Yeah, I feel like you're seeing something differently, and I feel like that's exactly what you're supposed to do. Divine, moving forward with the Nine of Cups in reverse. We have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, I feel like you're working on things differently, and I feel like with the Seven of Pentacles at the bottom of the deck, slow and steady wins the race, and I feel like that's exactly what this was. I feel like there was no need to rush through something, because I feel like once again with the King of Pentacles showing itself, it's something about you being a late bloomer in comparison to people that you know, and I don't feel like this is anything that you have angst about. I just feel like you just were a late bloomer in comparison to other people, but there's something here about longevity. Everybody else had theirs, they had it quick, and now I feel like they're running out of their resources. But I feel like now that you took the time with something, I feel like you are going to consistently have what one would call a steady flow of income. This could even be passive. Divine, what else with the Knight of Pentacles here? We have the Ace of Pentacles. Yeah. I feel like you're about to really truly reap the benefits of work that you've done. Because I feel like, once again, while things for you took some time, I feel like that was the purpose. I feel like you were supposed to see the angle of things differently. Like for you, a loss was not actually a loss. A loss for you was a moment for you to assess how to do something. And I feel like you've done exactly that, or you're doing exactly that. Something that you've done before is spinning the block. And this time when it spins the block, you're going to see major growth with it. Queen of Pentacles, even showing themselves as well. So I feel like there's definitely a strong connection here. This could be to one's higher self. This could be to one's 3D self as well. I do feel like moving forward, there's a more grounded approach at how you view, what you've worked for here as well. Because I feel like you're seeing it as an asset, more than a liability. Because I feel like with a liability, you once gave that away to people. I don't feel like you're doing that anymore. Divine, what else? Yeah, Five of Cups. Divine, what about the Five of Cups here? Yeah, your missed opportunity. I'm feeling it. Your missed opportunity for somebody. We have the Two of Swords. Because I feel like there's somebody who's deciding whether they should come towards you or not. We have the King of Swords. Definitely an energy that you're separated from. And if not an energy, is definitely an air sign, I do feel as if somebody is making a conscious decision, whether they should leave you alone or whether they should move forward, with their own life with the King of Swords. Because whether, you're separated from them or not, this is a very smart individual, very intelligent. Divine, last few messages. Yeah, Six of Pentacles. Somebody's deciding whether they want to give something to you or not. Lastly, Divine, with the Six of Pentacles. With the Empress, because it seems like at this point in time you're worthy of something, and I feel like unfortunately this is something that someone is seeing, and it's way too late, because this is the end of something. Like I said, for you, something is over. Ten of Swords energy came up, regardless as to what's happening here, so something definitely is over. I do feel like you're just in this space where you are flourishing, where you are growing, where you're off to all things new, with the Fool at the bottom of the deck. I feel like at this point in period of time, you're trusting yourself, you're trusting the guidance into which you're receiving, and you're moving forward with that. I don't feel like you're looking back in any way, shape, form, or fashion, and I don't feel like you're looking for anyone in particular. I do feel like for you, the end goal is stability, and it seems like you are coming intact with that, because we do have the Empress that is showing up twice. So something is very abundant for you, and something is most certainly going to begin to flow through you as well, because you are in a space where you are worthy of something that you've worked for, or even something that you've prayed for. Okay, Pisces Soul Tribe, that was your reading. Hopefully this message resonates with you in some way, shape, form, or fashion, and you're able to take something from it that you could use. Of course, if there's anything you need from me, you can find those details down below in the description box, and that includes our sponsor, Psychic Source. Okay, so as I said, with all these changes, with us shifting and us moving into this new space, we need to know what's going on. So if you click that link in the description box, of course, using my unique code JMarian, you can get up to 40 minutes for $19.80. Okay, not satisfied, you can also get your money back. No muss, no fuss. Okay, those details down below in the description box once again. And as always, my good people, remember to conquer this day, and see you in the network. Bye, guys.